guys, welcome to the program. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. YouTuber Benny Johnson, as you know, that does the Benny Show on YouTube, and I believe he's over on Rumble as well. He was friends with Charlie Kirk, and he got targeted by a crazy person that was going to take him out, or at least wrote a letter threatening that he was going to take him out. And Benny finally said, after what happened in the past, he's kind of overlooked these things. And he said, actually what my friend is now gone because he used to get letters like this. And now my friend's no longer with us. I'm going to do something about this. And he reported it to the DOJ. Now the Department of Justice, because the Trump administration and the DOJ are currently targeting left-wing violence, they went out and actually did something about it. This comes from the New York Post. And before I get into the main story, a couple things here. Number one, this isn't getting any better, right? I mean, Benny Johnson's a YouTuber. He's not in politics. He doesn't go to campuses and talks to people. He puts out videos and he does rallies and other things like that. And he does go out in man on the street type interviews. And here we're seeing where, once again, the left is just not letting this go. Again, it is coming for you, whether you want to hear about it or not. A man was arrested over threats to conservative podcaster Benny Johnson as the DOJ cracks down on a violent political rhetoric. He basically said, hey, I'm going to end you, and I hope your family likes the fact that they're orphaned and widowed, and it is what it is. And that's not the only story. I actually have a story that just happened an hour and a half down the road from me where someone got shot at because they had a Trump banner hanging outside of their business. But we'll hit that at the end. Attorney General Pam Bondi on Friday announced the arrest of a man accused of threatening to end the life of conservative commentator Benny Johnson in what authorities say was a disturbing copycat plot inspired by the assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Authorities arrested George Isabel Jr. for threatening to make orphans of Johnson's children just days after Charlie's assassination. Bondi told reporters at a press conference in Florida. He received a letter at his home where he and his wife are raising their children, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll let Benny speak to this. He's now been charged in federal court with mailing threatening communications following his arrest. This is the difference, is we see a lot of states, whether it's California, whether it's Illinois around the Chicago area, whether it's Michigan or Minnesota, many of these states are arresting people and then letting them go on no cash bail, no matter how heinous a crime they've done. And they go right back out on the street and continue causing mayhem. It's been reported now for years where left-wing agitators go out and they throw Molotov cocktails or they burn down buildings or something else, and there's no charges and they're released. And so they keep causing their mayhem. In this case, now that we have a federal government that is actually interested in making sure these people are held accountable for their crimes, things are changing a little bit, but it's still not slowing down the radicalization. The Attorney General revealed there are similar cases across the country and that the Justice Department is cracking down on those who send these threatening communications. This guy thought he got away with it, and he thought he could hurt Benny and his family, and it's not going to happen. We have open cases. Other open cases all over the country, and we're going to find you. And they continue to go down and explaining this about what happened to Charlie Kirk and everything else. Here's Benny Johnson. Again, this is what's so weird. It's like I'm watching my friends get targeted. Now, I wasn't friends with Charlie, and I'm not friends with Benny, but they're content creators that I watch. I'm a content creator, and granted, they're much, much more popular than I am. But the point stands. At what point do we say, look, just because I want to put my opinion out on the internet, I have to worry about crazies coming after me? I don't think many people really understand how crazy this is. Here's Benny on News Nation, I think it was.
I want to talk about what we saw today, the news conference. You had a pretty serious scare. And of course, this is 1 month after Charlie Kirk was assassinated in Utah. So it hits even harder. This threat was sent to your house, apparently, a letter, some pretty horrific details. And the man that sent the letter allegedly has now been arrested. What can you tell us?
Yes. So an individual threatened my family and myself in graphic detail. This is a left-wing individual who called me a white Christian cis Trump supporter, and that is why he hated me. He described how he wanted to kill me, just like Charlie Kirk was killed. And instead of just ignoring this or throwing it in the trash, I said, you know what? When somebody shows you who they are, we have to believe them. So let's turn it over to the authorities. And I just want to take a moment here to thank God for the Trump administration, for the FBI under Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, who immediately got to work on this letter, who were able to find DNA evidence on it. Within 24 hours, we're able to track down that DNA, who it belonged to.
Let me pause it here for just a second. This is very important. The fact that they found DNA on the letter, if it was DNA, that means this guy's been arrested for other pretty serious crimes if they had it on record. If it was just fingerprints, maybe, maybe not. But if it is correct that it's DNA, this guy's been through the system before. Something else, when they use the word cis, C-I-S, that is an obvious connection to the left and all their ideology, their LGHD TV ideology. So it's very, very clear that this was a left-motivated individual trying to once again take out a conservative. There's no dancing around this anymore. This is, I don't know, the 15th, 20th incident that I've seen just in the last 2 or 3 months. And mainstream news is covering zero of this. Or if they do, they dance around it and both sides the issue. It's just not anymore. I've got another story after this, again, that we will talk about.
The individual was arrested and then confessed and is in federal prison right now awaiting trial. And so I'm just so thankful to them and Pam Bondi at the DOJ for taking action. I think that it's time that we take these things seriously. The left has shown us who they are, and they are a very, very violent group of people.
Excessively violent of late, as we've seen. I'm glad that that they were able to dig those prints up and find the man, and because who knows, you don't know what's he got in his house. That's what we'll figure out next. You know, how many weapons does he have? How serious was he about that? You can't take any chances when it's your family. Benny Johnson.
Not to mention, just the other day, there was a guy that had 200 devices in his vehicle, all explosive, that went around, and I forget who he was threatening. But I remember. He was going to a church where our Supreme Court justices were praying or celebrating something, where at least the conservative justices were, and he was caught with 200 devices. If he'd been able to accomplish something, he could have wiped out half of our Supreme Court. Why isn't this a bigger deal? Why isn't this all over the news absolutely everywhere? It's because mainstream doesn't want you to know, and I guess there's so much happening right now, it's hard to cover it all. Another story that happened just down the road from me, and I wanted to touch on this. A rafting company owner seeks justice after a man caught ripping his mother's Trump banner down off of a vehicle and firing shots at him. And you can see here, this is the video where the guy, after ripping down and this is in Bryson City, North Carolina, not a blue area, not a city, really. It's a tiny little town about an hour and a half away from me near Cherokee, North Carolina. And after ripping it down as he was driving away, he stuck his hand out the sunroof and fired rounds at the homeowner. I won't read through the story. You get the gist of it. Well, they found him, and he's from Georgia. He was just apparently driving through the area, saw the sign, decided to stop and rip it down, and then take shots at the owner. Georgia man accused of ripping Trump banner, shooting at rafting company, extradited back to North Carolina. Now, this is in Bryson City. Again, this is Bryson City. So I went to the map, and it's in North Carolina, but it's very close by to me. Bryson City is a small town in North Carolina. It's a gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park with wildflowers, streams, blah, blah, blah. It's a tiny little town. So the people that are sitting there saying, well, yeah, but I live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm out in the sticks. I'm in tiny town USA. We don't even have any crazies out here. It doesn't matter. They will find you. They will find an excuse to be crazy. Anyway, he's been extradited to North Carolina, multiple charges on him. On September 30th, Swain County deputies said they traveled to the Cobb County Police Department to locate Campbell. Search warrants were executed on 2 homes And the car that was driven by Campbell at the time of his arrest, he's being held on a $70,000 bond, which to me, again, sounds kind of cheap for taking pot shots at somebody. Look, the thing is this, I don't see this de-escalating at any point. I don't see where, I mean, if you're just a YouTuber with an opinion now, and it's a bad opinion that some people don't like, but of course it's a good opinion many others do like, and you're popular enough, people are now literally gunning for you. If you live in small town USA and somebody's maybe traveling through the state on vacation or just coming back from work or something, I don't know what, I mean, they don't say what this guy was doing. This Georgia guy was driving through North Carolina. What happens if you have, I don't know, a flag on your car or a little sticker, a bumper sticker, and someone decides to pull up next to you and put one through your forehead? We really are getting to that point where that's a possibility, and it continues to ramp up. I don't know where this all goes. I don't know. But I can tell you now, the Second Amendment argument is over with, because these crazies have ways to come after us. I want a way to defend myself. The second, as far as I'm concerned, the second argument or Second Amendment argument is over, because even when you don't take the Second Amendment into account, you've got was it Waukesha? I think Waukesha. Anyway, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Michigan, somewhere up in the crazy north. A couple years ago, you had that guy that was in a red van that just went to a Christmas parade / celebration and drove through the crowd and ended up injuring 30 and I think ending the lives of 13 or 15 people, some of them little children. That's way worse than most of the instances that happen with the hole punchers. It's not about curtailing freedoms. It's about understanding that we've got some really crazy people out there that are wound up to hate the half of us. And we have to be aware of it, because even if you're in small town USA, you're not safe. I mean, there's no guarantees anymore. Guys, if you like my content, make sure to join us over at betterbachelor.locals.com. You can become a supporter today for just a couple bucks a month. Links are down below as always. Tonight, we're going to be doing movie night. We're going to be doing Smile and Tucker and Dale versus Evil, a great horror / comedy. It's Halloween, my favorite time of the year, and we're going to be celebrating a couple of great movies. So come on over, join a great community, awesome community of great people. We like to tip a few cold ones back and hang out and have different streams and events together. So if you find yourself with nothing to do or needing some friends or needing just a great place to hang out, come on over, check it out. I think you'll be glad you did, and I will see you guys in the next one.